I want to thank all our international partners who stood up to Iran's aggression.
Hello and welcome to Oneindia News. We bring you the latest developments in the ongoing tensions between Israel, Iran, and the United States. Here are the headlines. Israel has reputedly finalized its revenge plan to launch a counter-strike on Iran following Tehran's direct attack on the Jewish nation. However, the timing for this retaliation is yet to be determined. Meanwhile, the United States has announced its decision to impose sanctions on Iran, specifically targeting the country's missile and drone program. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan emphasized the US commitment to holding Iran accountable for its actions, saying, "In the coming days, the US will impose new sanctions targeting Iran, including its missile and drone program, as well as new sanctions against entities supporting the Islamic Revolution Guard Corps and Iran's defense ministry."
We are watching public statements by Iranian officials, public reports of Iranian plans to potentially take retaliatory action, and we have made clear that, as the president said to the prime minister and as was read out in his call, that America's support for Israel's security is ironclad and America's support for Israel's defense against threats from Iran and its proxies is ironclad, and I'm not going to speak to operational details beyond that.
Sullivan reiterated that these sanctions are aimed at containing and degrading Iran's military capacity and effectiveness. In response to Israel's plan for a counterstrike, the United States hopes that its allies and partners will soon implement their own sanctions on Iran. This comes as Israel prepares its military response. Israeli military chief Lieutenant General Herzi Halevi stated, "We are enabling a home front policy to at least give citizens this Passover week to live almost like normal."
The Israel Defense Forces, together with the United States Central Command, the British and the French armed forces, and other partners, operated together in real time in the air, on the ground, and at sea. Defense systems were activated, the threats were intercepted, and Iran's attack on Israel failed.
Israeli officials are taking steps to rally international support for their cause. However, a planned meeting of Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's war cabinet to decide on a response to Iran's attack has been postponed until Wednesday, according to an Israeli government source. Despite the postponement, Israeli Foreign Minister Israel Katz is actively engaging with other nations. Minister Katz has initiated what he calls a diplomatic attack, reaching out to 32 countries and urging them to impose sanctions on Iran's missile program. He also advocates for designating the Revolutionary Guard Corps as a terrorist group. Israel Katz says, and I quote, "I wrote to 32 countries as part of a diplomatic attack, asking them to impose sanctions on Iran's missile program and designating the Revolutionary Guard Corps as a terrorist group." Al-Sudani refutes Israeli allegations that some of Iran's missiles were launched from Iraqi territory. Iraq's Prime Minister Mohammad Shia al-Sudani had said that, "Our position is clear. We do not allow any non-governmental body to use Iraq to bring it back into the battle." Stay tuned as tensions escalate in the Middle East, and we bring you the latest updates on this developing story only on Oneindia News.